Yo, what's up, YouTube? Okay, this is almost, how can I put this? A related video to the video I just did. I'm overlooked, but I'm in a bad relationship, by the way. Now, I told you guys I was going to do a part 2 because it was a 2-part series on new contradictions that, I have recently, came across. I've been waiting for them to develop, and now I'm, pretty much reporting my findings to you guys. So this is not the part 2. This is just related to more so part 1 about the whole idea of the women talking about they're getting overlooked, but when you really break it down, they're still with unproductive black men. Now, the next question is, okay, Pinkk, what about the women who actually are truly single, who aren't in some sort of twisted or, effed up relationship? Yeah, you guys are there. Honestly, I don't think there's too many of y'all. I would love to say that there's a whole bunch of y'all, but I know there's not too many. Because you have a lot of women who act like you guys, who are imposters, and this is what kills black men. You'll have the sisters out there who truly are single, who truly are trying to, really be the best people they can be, and you have a whole bunch of black girls who want to co-sign on them and act like they are part of them. That's why we get upset, because you guys don't do enough to separate yourself, right? But even with that, there's not too many of y'all. But I know you're there. So I guess this video is more so for you guys. Now, it's very hard. Once again, I don't make generalizations just out of nowhere. It's based off of me seeing constant trends. And rarely do you run across the sister that has everything together, not just in terms of profession or academics, but she's there spiritually. She's not messing with the bullshit, right? So all I can really do is share my feelings, I guess, because I feel like we're equals in a sense. Why do I feel that way? Honestly, out of the black men that may possibly be considered productive in regards to, having money and having this, that, and the third, I know a lot of brothers use that to their advantage, right? That's why I'm so big on the moral component. I don't seek to fellowship with black men just because they have money. If you're not walking spiritually correct, if you live in foul, right? If you're not necessarily holding yourself accountable outside of the workplace, or, you making money, we don't click. And I know a lot of black men are like, yo, I got money. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. I got options. And I know men are like that. In the end, it's just not me. So even though with that being said, I know that there's not some huge staggering population of black men who are, good on all levels. That's why I always say that our biggest problem, yes, is how we relate to each other. And secondly, proximity isn't there. We're too spread out, right? There's no way that we can just rely on, in my opinion, nature or just chance that we're going to run into each other. It's too much going on, right? So, and we still haven't necessarily found the best way to meet each other, right? We're not understanding how to use our connections. We're not understanding how to set things up. Hey, what's going on? I'm having a kickback. Hey, tell your friends to come by. Like I said before, it's unfortunate that we can't do that. And I see my Indian friends and my Asian friends, they can sit back and say, we're going to have a kickback, and they're going to invite people all of the same caliber, right? But as a dude, if I try to initiate that, I'm going to get the one cool chick, but the homegirls that she's going to bring are going to be baby mamas or girls who, that I just talked about, have money but are hood as hell, right? Because that's supposed to be quality. And I can see sisters say, well, the same thing for us. I may invite that one good brother and tell him to bring his friends, but then he's bringing, dudes who are players. Yeah, they have monies and they have degrees, but, they're not trying to settle down. They're trying to play the field. They want to, build up their team, so to speak. So I get it, right? I understand that it's hard on both sides of the equation. But what I will say is this. For me, if you took a room of the quote-unquote eligible black women, right, that black men should be going for, out of that group, realistically, I probably won't click with nothing more than maybe 10 to 5. The rest, I would have no value for, because I don't seek to identify myself. I don't seek to define my quality based off of what's going on in the black community, right? You know, what do you do? What do you make? I hide that. Like I said before, if you want to know what I'm doing, you're going to have to ask me. And even then, you have to know me. I don't pride myself on my occupation or what I have or what I drive, right? Or other, things that don't matter to me. So because I don't do that, I know, for a fact that I'm not going to appeal to the vast majority. It is what it is, right? I don't try to play any games. I don't try to, put on a front. Well, let me be Joe Cool. Let me spend a whole bunch of money so I can look fly and hip. That's not me, right? If I wanted to, I can do it, right? If I wanted to put on a front, that's really easy, right? But I did that before, and it just didn't leave. It, like, spiritually, it was whack to me. I didn't feel good about it. So I just abandoned that. It wasn't the right thing to do. So because of that, I know I have a limited appeal. It is what it is. But for a lot of y'all who are our counterparts, who are the female versions of us, I feel like a lot of you guys want to be accepted by the mass majority. Okay, but we're in reality, you're also looking for a small percent of black men. That's why I get upset. When I go out to the club or the lounge, it's not my scene. I'll do what I need to do, but I always like to look around and see what's going on, because I don't really go a lot. And you'll see the group of black girls, and a lot of them fall into the category. Some are just flat out hood, some are hood, but somehow manage to have money. But then you'll see the chicks. I'm like, she's probably cool. And I'm like, why is she here? She has no value here. Most of the men aren't going to be checking for her here. It's as simple as that. Like, why would you put yourself in this environment? And that's what kills me. Really, that's what kills me. Okay, I have to pause the video really fast. But yeah, that's what kills me. Like, why are you here? Most of these men aren't going to necessarily be checking for you. That's why I said a long time ago, you guys have to be used to doing your own thing. Right? I'm not saying it's easy, but you have to understand that you have to be able to be on that island. As a black dude who truly is trying to be better, I'm on an island. I thank the Lord that I do have a good group of black men that I can say are my friends, but for the most part, I'm on an island. It is what it is. But for a lot of women, you guys fear that island, and you can't be found. It is what it is. You can't be found. You have to stand out, right? It is a little bit scary, I'm all alone, I don't know what's going on, but that's how you attract real people. If most of the people are fake, if most of the people are fronting, why would you choose to be those people, right? Even if you don't end up, right, with a black dude, the type of dude that's going to be checking for you, do you think he's going to find you in that crowd, right? Men, the thing about productive men, I don't care what race they are, they can spot quality and they can spot the fakers. Okay, we can spot the women who think they're quality, like I said before, because they have a job and they may be attractive, versus the women who truly are good people, right? Mentally, spiritually, we can spot that, right? And we don't put ourselves in position with the women that are faking it, right? So if you're a black chick out there, I can't tell you what to do because like I said, you guys are such a small population that it's hard to generalize, right? I generalize based off of what I've seen and what are in large numbers, but you guys are so small in quantity that it's hard to say that you need to do X, Y, and Z, other than just put yourself out there, right? And meet other people who are, I would say, mentally liberated. At this point, that's what I'm looking for. Out of the black women who, quote unquote, get it, I feel like maybe only 10 to 5% are mentally liberated. And even with that, I have to supplement that with just other people that are mentally liberated. People who pride themselves on being wholesome, humble by choice, spiritually strong and all that other good stuff, right? And it sucks because it should be more. But I know that, in a room full of black women, only 10 to 5% I'm going to click with. And that's with eligible black women, not just the vast majority of black women who quote unquote qualify. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say. I don't have any answers. I can't say do this and do that and you'll be happy. But like I said, you have to put yourself in a position where real people will find you, whether they're black, white, or whatever. Because for a lot of black dudes, that's all we're doing. Of course, we would love for that to be all black, but, it is what it is. Y'all take it easy. God bless.